The ongoing fight between Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) continues to enthrall the cryptocurrency industry with each new turn and twist that occurs in the issue. The world of cryptocurrencies is further captivated by the fact that each new event creates fresh opportunities for speculation and research. In order for us to successfully navigate the complex legal struggle that we are currently engaged in, it is essential for us to maintain vigilance and keep ourselves informed on the most recent happenings. Throughout the course of the conversation, Ashley Prosper, a woman very skilled in the subject matter, has emerged as a strong voice, indicating that reaching a potential settlement between Ripple and the SEC may be within reach at this point in time. According to Prosper, there are a number of crucial signs that present evidence of movement towards a settlement. Each and every one of these indicators is required to be present. For example, the recent decision made by the Second Circuit Court of Appeals and the investigations conducted by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) into Ethereum and Uniswap are also factors that should be taken into consideration. Ethereum could be classified as a security system, which would have huge ramifications for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. This potential exists because there is a possibility that Ethereum could be so classified. One of all the outcomes that could occur, the likelihood of this classification occurring is among the most likely of all the possibilities. Furthermore, the announcement that Ripple will be establishing a stablecoin, as well as the subsequent construction of a market for the stablecoin, might be read as a clear indicator of confidence in the prospect of a settlement for the cryptocurrency. This is because both of these developments are expected to take place in the near future. Following the establishment of the stablecoin market, Ripple made the statement. In spite of the fact that these indications of improvement constitute progress, it is still not quite clear how to proceed in the direction of finding a solution. Disgorgement is one of the many fines that Ripple is presently facing as a proof of the Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) devotion to pursuing securities regulations in the cryptocurrency business. Ripple is currently facing a range of fines. The SEC is responsible for enforcing these sanctions. Furthermore, the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission's request for an interlocutory appeal was denied brings to light the possibility that reaching a resolution through negotiation may be a difficult endeavor. As the legal processes continue, Ripple's defense team is preparing for a week that will be of the utmost importance. This week will take place during the time that the judicial proceedings are occurring. Both the deadlines for presenting opposing papers and those that have been redacted are drawing nearer and closer rapidly. It is possible that the conclusion of these files will not only have significant implications for the ongoing development of the case, but it may also have significant repercussions for the Bitcoin industry as a whole. An event like this is not completely out of the question. The price trends of XRP continue to be driven by geopolitical worries in the Middle East, which contributes to the volatility of the market. One of the cryptocurrencies that has been around for some time is called XRP. According to the current state of affairs, the market continues to display a significant amount of volatility. The ongoing conflict between Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) remains the primary focus of attention for investors and industry professionals who are actively involved in the business. This is still the case in spite of the obstacles that have been presented. However, despite the fact that we are currently in the midst of this legal drama, it is of the utmost significance to keep in mind the more significant ramifications that a fraudulent Bitcoin transaction could have. It is of the utmost significance to take this into consideration. The recent arrest of a person for engaging in illegal financial transactions serves as a harsh reminder of the problems that law enforcement agencies confront in their efforts to combat financial crimes. This is especially true in light of the extensive usage of computers and the internet during this time period. Based on the suspicion that the individual was involved in a variety of unlawful financial transactions, the authorities put the subject into custody. It is crucial to be informed and involved with the most recent news and commentary in the meanwhile, while we wait for additional developments in the Ripple SEC case. In the meantime, we are waiting for additional developments. Currently, the investigation into the case is still underway. The conflict that this court is currently engaged in will have a huge impact on the future evolution of Bitcoin regulation and innovation for a good number of years to come. This is as a result of the fact that a substantial amount of money and various other resources are at stake in this issue. This is due to the fact that there is a significant amount of risk involved in doing so. In light of the fact that we are continuing to delve deeper into the complexities of the disagreement between Ripple and the SEC, it is becoming increasingly evident that the stakes are incredibly high for both of the parties involved. The intricacy of the conflict is growing to the point that it is becoming increasingly difficult to understand what is taking place. Due to the fact that the cryptocurrency business is now experiencing a state of uncertainty, the various outcomes of this court battle have the potential to have far-reaching ramifications for market players, investors, as well as regulation authorities. it is because of the fact that the Bitcoin sector continues to be in a state of permanent uncertainty that this is the case. At the center of the legal strategies and actions that are taking place in the courtroom, it is difficult to entirely miss the larger context in which this war is taking place. This is because the courtroom is the setting for the battle. All of the regulatory frameworks that pertain to digital assets are constantly being updated, which has led to the development of a complicated system that is rife with ambiguity and confusion. Ripple v. SEC is especially important since it will act as a gauge to determine the path that the Bitcoin economy will take in the years to ahead. This makes it a particularly significant event. Due to the fact that regulators are now having difficulty determining how to categorize and monitor cryptocurrencies, this predicament has arisen. This statement provides an explanation for the current circumstance. One of the most important aspects of the lawsuit is the question of whether or not Ripple's native cryptocurrency, XRP, ought to be regarded as a security in accordance with the laws of the United States. XRP is the name of Ripple's native cryptocurrency, that is known as Ripple. Ripple has been accused of violating securities laws by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). These charges are based on the idea that XRP is an unregistered security, which means that it is subject to the same regulatory scrutiny as regular securities offerings. This is the central proposition of these allegations. On the other hand, Ripple contends that XRP is a digital asset that gives utility that goes beyond the boundaries of ordinary investment speculation. Ripple believes that XRP is something that should be considered. A consequence of this is that it is exempt from the general securities regulation. The outcome of this disagreement will not only determine the future of Ripple, but it will also shape the regulatory climate for the cryptocurrency sector as a whole from this point forward. It is important to pay attention to this debate since it will have an effect on the future of Ripple. A decision that is favorable to Ripple might potentially bring clarity and legitimacy to XRP and other digital assets that are comparable, so paving the way for increased utilization and innovation. This is a possibility that exists. Having this happen would be a good turn of events. On the other hand, a victory for the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) could set a precedent that stifles innovation and creates regulatory restrictions that are costly in connection with operations using cryptocurrencies. This would be a negative outcome. The result would be unfavorable in this case. While the processes are still ongoing, the market participants are keeping a careful eye on the events that are taking place in the legal procedures in order to discover any possible indicators of a resolution or settlement. Specifically, they are doing this in order to identify any possible signs that a resolution or settlement has been reached. Providing stakeholders with vital context and interpretation of significant events, Ashley Prosper's research and insights are quite helpful, providing significant additional insights on the development of the case. These points of view are quite beneficial in gaining an idea of the progression of the case. Regardless of this, the cryptocurrency market as a whole continues to face problems, each of which brings with it a distinct collection of chances and difficulties. There are many different variables that contribute to an atmosphere of uncertainty and conjecture all throughout the world. A range of these factors are present everywhere. All of these elements are tied to one another. The volatility of the market, geopolitical conflicts, and other issues are some of the variables that contribute to this, as well as the opaque nature of the regulatory policies. Nevertheless, in spite of these challenges, the community of people who use Bitcoin continues to have a sense of optimism and resilience. The cornerstone around which everything is structured is the belief that blockchain technology contains the power to bring about revolutionary change. Regarding the development of the cryptocurrency industry, I would like to arrive at the conclusion that the disagreement between Ripple and the SEC is a big turning point that is becoming increasingly relevant. This is something that I would like to arrive at. It is important to note that the decision that is made in this particular case will not only have an effect on the future